In a world where everything is disposable, there's something beautiful about restoring the past. Today I'll be rejuvenating this vintage bicycle. The bike is supposedly my great-grandfather's and was made in the 1920s, so it's been about a century since the bike was made. The bike sat untouched in my great-uncle's barn for many years. According to the research I did, it's a Puch brand, but the bike's seat and rear sprocket have a ROG branding, so that's a mystery. The first problem I noticed when I tried riding the bike was the unresponsive coaster brake and the lack of the front spoon brake. So step 1 of this rejuvenation is disassembling the rear wheel and hub. My first plan was just to replace some of the components in the coaster brake hub with components I got from a donor Favorit hub. But that didn't work, even though the parts were almost identical. Since that didn't work, I had to use plan B, replacing the whole hub assembly with the exception of some internals, which had to stay the same because I wanted to at least keep the original axle and nuts. I also replaced the worn rear cog, onto which I added a new KMC chain. The front wheel was even more dirty, but obviously less complicated than the rear. And it's odd that the rims are different from one another. The craziest thing was the inner tube, which was orange and patched like 10 times. I had to replace it, it's just for the reliability of the bicycle. Since the dynamo is missing, I converted the front light to LED. It's worth mentioning that the lens is made out of glass, as is the rear reflector. I obviously left the rustic Titan lock on the saddle, then I installed a front spoon brake from a donor bike. That's it, here's the final product.